He told them when they got back from their brief Christmas break, the second season starts now. He considers tonight's game against St. Peter's to be their ACC opener. It was amazing. Just look at these fans. A lot of people came out today. It was better than anticipated. Just short of a sellout, but if you were at the game like I was, you saw a lot more of these blue seats were empty than what was announced. If you take a look right now, the west side of the track, that is actually where they will take a walk each year the night before a race. If you had one actor to play you in a movie, who would it be and why?
Hayden Christensen. He played Anakin Skywalker.
Princeton guard Devin Kennedy had a chance to stun the Irish in the final moments of the game. His shot at the buzzer just slightly off the mark. Cars are on the track right now, but it's not the cars you'll see on Sundays. They're actually vintage Indy cars. Great athletes are asked to overcome adversity, even in the worst of circumstances. Something Northridge junior Nick Hooley knows all about, a journey almost taken away from him. It's a reason they call it March Madness. Down to the wire, anything can happen. 3 times to the round of 32, 2 Elite 8 appearances, but their careers come to a screeching halt today in Buffalo. One more time, whee!
At Penn High School, setting her sights on becoming one of the greatest athletes in school history. It is a goal that seemed unattainable 15 years ago.
ABC 57's Jack Wascher live with us in studio tonight with more on this very special story and a special girl, Jack.
Yeah, if you're ever near Penn High School during the school year, there's a strong chance you'll find Kelsey Carrico competing in a sport. She plays 3 of them. But what you don't know is a past that almost prevented her from having a future. Wherever Kelsey Carrico is, whatever she is doing, she holds nothing back.
I go out with that fighting mentality, make sure I'm enjoying all the sports I'm doing, enjoying playing the game. Kelsey
plays soccer, basketball, and runs track.
I never would have guessed that she'd be doing what she's doing now, participating in 3 varsity sports as a freshman. I mean, it just blows my mind.
Because 15 years ago, the Carrico family received difficult news.
She just started getting a personality, you know, and it was just a really emotional time.
At 9 months, Kelsey went in for a routine checkup, but the doctor sent her to the hospital for a CT scan after feeling a mass growing on her abdomen.
Shocking news. I honestly felt like the world was ending.
Doctors diagnosed Kelsey with neuroblastoma, one of the deadliest childhood cancers.
It was absolutely devastating. I mean, you think cancer and you automatically think death, and you know, that was the first thing that came to my mind.
I couldn't even imagine what was going to be next.
What followed was 3 rounds of chemotherapy and 3 separate surgeries. Long days with Kelsey's parents, never leaving her side.
A lot of times they would just want one parent at the bedside, and I would literally just sleep in her crib with her so that we could both stay in the room with her overnight. We have pictures of me just in the crib sleeping. I didn't care if I had to sleep in a crib or not, so in that way he would have the sofa or whatever they had there. But we never left her side, the 2 of us. We just stayed with her the whole time and whatever we could do.
Doctors warned Kelsey's parents she could have developmental delays.
After she had the surgery, it was within a day or 2. Again, they had said that she might not be able to walk for a while. They have a wagon at Riley's that you can pull the kids around. And she wanted to get out. And the first thing she did was stand up and started running. And it was pretty emotional, but we knew things were probably going to be okay at that point.
Fast forward to the present, Kelsey goes about her normal life, cancer in the rearview mirror. And while she doesn't remember the experience at all, she still sees herself as one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, I do, because I know there's like thousands of cases every year who have cancer, and I'm just that few who got to survive. That it's possible, you can win. I did, so that means anyone can do it.
Impressing all who surround her every day.
What she's doing, and she's doing it all, so she's wonderful, and I just love watching her grow, and she makes me so happy. She's everything I could ever want and more.
And one of the coolest things about this story, from everyone I talked with, Kelsey, her parents, coaches, and teammates, you can never tell by just walking up to her that she once had cancer, something she appreciates every day as she continues to ascend to greater heights. I'm live in the studio tonight, Jack Wascher, ABC 57 News.
Of course, Jack will continue to follow her story. Well, coming up, Facebook is buckling down on spam. More on the crackdown and what this could mean for you on the other side.
The odds. A Northridge student athlete is continuing to live up to that phrase after his athletic career was nearly taken away.
Yeah, this is a story you won't see anywhere else. ABC 57's Jack Wascher joins us live in the studio with more on this incredible young man. Jack?
Yeah, great athletes are asked to overcome adversity, even in the worst of circumstances, something Northridge junior Nick Hooley knows all about, a journey almost taken away from him.
There's not many people like Nick that they could have this happen to him, that there would be the resiliency through the whole thing.
Whatever sport Nick Hooley plays, he does so with a purpose.
When he plays it 100%, goes after it really hard.
A two-sport athlete in football and baseball at Northridge High School, Nick was on pace to shatter school records until one September night in 2015.
It was a Friday night my sophomore year. It's week 4 at Plymouth. It was a pretty big game. We were both ranked top 10 in the state.
But in seconds, everything changed.
He's going to get up. He tweaks something and he'll get up, but he didn't get up.
Okay, get up. You get up, and then I saw him grab the coach's calf. I mean, he just grabbed on. And I knew that there was something wrong.
Nick went into a pile, got his foot stepped on, and had the weight of multiple defenders on him. By the end, Nick had multiple fractures in his foot, known as a Lisfranc fracture. And doctors said they usually only see this type of injury in car accidents.
It was awful. I never felt anything like it. I felt everything pop, and yeah, it was bad. It was probably close to the top of the scale.
But the news continued to get worse from the doctors.
The injury is severe enough that it's most likely career-ending. And he said, I don't see much else we can do except fuse the foot together.
And to watch Nick and his face and the tears on his eyes was hard as a mom. You don't ever want to see your kid hurt.
That's when it really begins to get scary, and where you begin to say, holy smokes, why is a 15-year-old kid having to deal with something like this as a result of just having fun playing a game that he loves?
But Nick had other ideas.
I refused to believe that. I just kept telling him, no, it's not true. I'll be back. I'll be back better than ever.
2 weeks after the injury, one of Nick's coaches referred him to Dr. David Porter, an orthopedic surgeon in Indianapolis, where a special surgery could give Nick a chance to play sports again.
50-50 shot was worth it. You're going to have surgery either way. Why not give it a shot?
And we went down there and just felt like that's where we were supposed to be.
The doctor, he seemed almost optimistic that it was going to work, that he's seen almost 80 or 90 of these things is what he told me. So it gave me a little bit of confidence, which is what I needed to get through that.
Yeah! One successful surgery, 9 months of intense rehab, and Nick Hooley was back.
Everything happens for a reason.
Nick admits he'll never be the same athlete he was before the injury, and he's okay with that.
It's the little things to me that matter now, just like running and doing things that most people don't even think about that made me pretty happy.
And Nick may not play college football or college baseball, and like he told me, that's fine with him, sparking another interest potentially in the field of medicine, a tribute to where he is today. And like he said, everything happens for a reason. Live in the studio tonight, Jack Wascher, ABC 57 News. Got off to a slow start against the Duke Blue Devils, only shooting 39% in the first half, and it probably didn't help that Grayson Allen was throwing lobs at Harry Giles. Notre Dame trailed by as many as 9 in the first half. Then, less than 10 seconds ago, Matt Farrell goes to Bonzi Colson. Count the basket. Colson at 15 in the first half. Irish, though, down 4 at the break. Second half, Irish down 2. Steve Astoria regains his balance, finds Rex Pfluger, bangs in a triple. A key alert as the Irish take their first lead of the night. Then Astoria goes to Colson, exposing the mismatch as the Irish go up by 5. Then later, off the steal, Colson ahead, It's going to be no on the layup, but VJ Beecham for the love of elevation. But wait, there's more off another Duke turnover. Farrell to Beecham. Bam, bam, slam-a-jam. Notre Dame goes up by 8. But Coach K's team, very resilient all tournament long. They would fight back and take the lead right here as Frank Jackson lays it in, but the Irish would respond. Colson for 3. He had 29 points on the night, and we're tied. But Duke going to hit the dagger right here. Matt Jones with the shot clock winding down, and Duke takes the ACC crown 75-69. The Irish will now wait to see where they'll be going for March Madness. And transitioning to high school hoops, regional semifinal action between Warsaw and East Chicago Central. The afternoon belonged to Warsaw's Kyle Mangus. The senior reported in 16 first quarter points, outscoring East Chicago by 3 in the opening quarter. There was just no answer for him all day long. He had 24 by intermission, and Warsaw led by 5 at the half. But second half, Mangus again, well, he's just feeling it. Said after the game, once he got going, he knew there was no stopping him. He had 37 through 3 quarters. In fourth quarter, Warsaw up 3. Mangus crosses his man up and then connects from deep. Tigers go up 54-48, but the Cardinals would have an answer. A little more than a minute to go. Jermaine Quiznard hits the deep 3 to tie the game. We would go to overtime. No points in the first overtime, which is kind of odd, but nonetheless, to double overtime we go. Less than 10 seconds to go in the second overtime. East Chicago down 2. Jabril Harris off the glass and in, so we're tied. After a timeout, Asher Blum throws it deep to Mangus, but he gets fouled and narrowly avoids my camera and myself. Mangus, though, would step up and hit 2 huge free throws. Warsaw goes up by 2. Last chance for the Cardinals. Lewis Williams with a shot for the win, but it's just off. Warsaw wins 61-59. And in the other semifinal, Adams taking on Maryville. They are duking it out for the right to play Warsaw. Now, after getting ahead early, Adams watched the Pirates storm back. Malik McMillan running the court and finishing at the rim. The Pirates go up by 5. Then Pirates on the break once again. Layup is no good, but Cameron Wilbon rises up and puts it back. Mill Cooper, though, trying to really will his team back. Senior Michael Green, terrific career for him, gets 2 here, but Adams outscored 27-11 in the second quarter. Second half, more of the same. One final push from Adams. Kyrese Parker to Rico Swanson Jr. Gets the basket plus the foul, but Maryville would run away with this one. Pirates all over Adams, 75-49. Cooper spoke afterwards about how much he appreciated his senior class as they have played their final game in an Adams uniform.
It's a killer loss just because we had 4 great seniors, and there are coaches all over the state of Indiana that are saying this right now. But 4 of them that I just absolutely cherish, what they've led us through this year and how they've led us to championships. I'm just very thankful to work with such great kids.
So Warsaw and Maryville battling out for the regional title tonight. That game just going final. Maryville ending Warsaw's run by a score of 50-46. And Bethel College fell to Bellevue tonight in the NAIA Division II Elite 8. A tough note for legendary head coach Mike Lightfoot to go out on. Coach, it was one fun run. And finally, ending on a high note, Notre Dame hockey defeated Providence tonight 5-2. The Irish take the quarterfinal series 2-0 in advance to the Hockey East semifinals next week in Boston. And that, in my opinion, locks up Notre Dame into the NCAA tournament for hockey.
I was wondering about that.
I think for sure they are in without a doubt. And basketball, likely to get a 3 or 4 seed, and we'll find out tomorrow night at about 6 o'clock.
March Madness is here, my friend.
I love it. You love it.
I love it, too, yeah. Great time of year. All right, Jack, thanks. Just ahead, a look at how a Shamrock Shake season, I know Jack loves them.